something that's fairly ephemeral and just passes with the wind, you can take that and give it a new, longer life as public language, somewhere where the words and the landscape can interact and converse together. My name's Ian Marr, and I'm sitting here in the rocky bed of the Darling River at Mount Murchison near Wilcannia. This has been my home since childhood, and I've wandered and done all kinds of things, but I've been a very frequent visitor throughout the whole middle of my life, back to this place that me and my family have really loved very much, and where my dad came in 1946. One of the things about our life here as children was that the house, which I'm looking up at here from where I am in the river, was always full of books, and it was always full of interesting visitors. And for me personally, that led over the years to a continuing involvement with words and reading, and most importantly for me, with carving inscriptions in stone. Perhaps it's surprising for people from other continents to know just how rich this arid outback landscape is with the works of men and women in stone, because this part of the West Darling is littered with beautiful handcrafted objects made of stone, stretching back into deep time, and that is that Aboriginal legacy which is just everywhere in this vast, beautiful Western landscape. I'm sure that had a very strong influence on my growing involvement in carving stone, because it's very hard as an artist to see beautiful things and not to wonder at how they're made, and to desire to learn from them and make some sort of contribution to the interaction between man and stone. It's kind of integrated for me, the observation of stone, and now to make a kind of contribution with it as an artist, working at the practical level of carving, drawing and carving on stone. The stone which has really defined it all for me has been the Mintero slate from South Australia. And this is not a new discovery in this West Darling landscape, because there was a period in the 1870s when the little cemeteries of the river towns out here had the most beautiful examples of memorials carved in Mintero slate, because of the riverboat trade brought this stone up from South Australia, up from Goolwa, and ultimately from the Clare Valley. So there's a precedent there for putting this stone in this environment. But I suppose that what I've been able to do is to take that same stone and to use that stone and to use the art of inscription for other purposes, to play around, to list birds and trees and animals, to take words from some of the writers who lived out here, because this West Darling country had a really surprising number of gifted writers who wrote novels and poems and stories about their life here. So the slate comes from elsewhere, and then it can carry the stories of this country in the landscape. For me, it's been great fun to put material together, to put techniques together, and then take them out into place. And so the three things together really hum. It's really nice. I suppose if I was asked, having learned these techniques and having made them really work to achieve my goals as an artist, what follows on? How do you follow on from that? And one obvious answer to that is that like many of the people who I've admired as letter carvers and artists, is you want to teach, you want to lead in some way. And one of the ways that you do that with stone is to take some form of apprentice into your workshop and build and share that knowledge through workshop practice. And I think, you know, the next 10 years, probably for me as an artist, are critical in that role to continue working, but to let knowledge that I've acquired be shared more freely through workshop practice. And I think that applies both as a painter and especially as a letter carver in stone. And I hope that Mount Murchison here on the Darling will continue to be part of that kind of development for me, because of course I never intend to stop learning.